The nearly 2 months long war between Israel and Hamas has escalated into a devastating crisis for Gaza. With North Gaza reduced to rubble, more than 2 million Palestinians have now crammed into the southern end of the crowded enclave. But that is exactly where the Israeli military has set its sights. The big question is, will Israel repeat its military tactics in southern Gaza? When Israel was bombing Gaza City and North Gaza, the military urged Palestinians to move south, even dropping leaflets to warn Gazans. Now, nearly 2 months down the line, Israel is following the same tactic in the south. The leaflets have a QR code that connects to an interactive map showing Gaza divided up into hundreds of numbered districts showing evacuation zones. So Israel plans to divide Gaza into dozens of small districts and urge civilians to conduct localized evacuations in Khan Yunis and elsewhere in the south before attacking with air power, artillery and ground troops. Israel believes Hamas's leadership is now based in the city of Khan Yunis in South Gaza and is targeting Hamas's command centers, weapon storage and naval forces there. Israel has declared Khan Yunis as a dangerous combat zone. The city was bombed almost immediately after the truce broke down on the 1st of December, and the airstrikes have only been intensifying ever since.
As we expand our operation in Gaza, we remain committed to our goals: secure the release of our hostages and dismantle Hamas. We will operate as we have done until now, according to international law. We will operate as we have done until now against Hamas centers of gravity. We pursued them in northern Gaza. We're now pursuing Hamas in southern Gaza too. We will operate in maximum force against Hamas terrorists and infrastructures while minimizing harm to the civilian that Hamas places around them as shields.
Amid the flurry of airstrikes and panic of evacuations, a humanitarian crisis is growing in South Gaza now. Supply of essentials is drying up and hospitals are overwhelmed and fast running out of resources.
In the most immediate, we need to go back, they need to go back to that pause, humanitarian pause, ceasefire, call it as you want, so that the whole more positive processes can start again, including putting aid into Gaza to help people that are at risk of their lives.
With no sign of Israel and Hamas coming back to the truce table, the US fears that another ground offensive will result in too many Palestinian deaths and threaten a wider regional conflict all over again.
We have been very clear about where we stand on this, which is innocent civilian lives should not be intentionally targeted, and that Israel must do more to protect innocent life in Gaza and innocent civilians in Gaza. And we've been very clear about that, and we continue to make that point, not only privately but publicly as well, as you see.
With only a few hostages getting released during the week-long pause, pressure is growing on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu domestically. But with over 15,000 Palestinians killed in less than 2 months, he's also facing growing global calls for restraint.
And this is important because we have no desire to harm the population. We have a desire to avoid harming the population. We have a very strong desire to hurt Hamas.
Whatever the assurances, with the airstrikes intensifying and casualties mounting, it's clear that South Gaza is going the North Gaza way.